All right, well, everybody, welcome back. I know it's been a while since we've done a podcast, so we're gonna start off this. The news cycle is coming up in just a couple of months, and we have the opportunity to interview Dr. Burwell, who is starting up a new PA program. I believe this is it North Carolina Agriculture and Technical College?
That's perfect. Absolutely. Yes. It's North Carolina. And we call it short for short North Carolina A&T.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, if you can go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. First, I'd like to just say thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the podcast and share just a little bit about my journey as a PA and PA educator and the developing program that we have at North Carolina A&T. But I've been a clinical PA for probably about 27 years, as we were just talking about. So we have some few things in common. I did my PA training at George Washington University in Washington, D.C., where I am actually originally from. And from there, I went into internal medicine and family practice. I was a National Health Service Corps scholar, so they paid for my tuition
Mhm.
to get my PA training, and then I fulfilled my obligation to the National Health Service Corps, and actually in a private practice in Virginia, but it just so happened to be a rural community.
Mhm.
And it was a small little town called Bowling Green, Virginia.
Sure,
If you
sure.
ever ride through, Fredericksburg to Richmond, one stoplight. But it was a wonderful, wonderful way to start my career. I was there with one other PA and an internist and a family practitioner, and we also managed a nursing home. So you can imagine, I just had a wealth of opportunities and experiences, seeing everything from, infants to geriatric population. Um, and so I actually stayed there far beyond my commitment to the National Health Service Corps. So I was there probably almost 7 years,
Wow.
and then uh, became interested in education and just kind of using a different skill set. So this was around maybe 2004, 2005, and someone gave me an opportunity at Howard University to be an instructor, and Peggy Valentine. And so I spent about a year there. And then I had the great fortune, to be able to work with some of my own mentors and previous faculty at George Washington University. So I was worked there as overseeing the clinical year of the curriculum there for almost 9 years, and then moved out west to Stanford University's PA program, and spent about maybe 6 years there until this wonderful opportunity came to return back to the East Coast and contribute to the profession in a different way. And so I just couldn't resist being part of building this legacy. North Carolina A&T is the largest historically Black college or university in the country. It's part of the UNC system. And so we're very excited to be joining the North Carolina PA community.
Great. So let's
Yeah.
let's go back if you don't mind. Let's just start with why did you decide to become a PA?
Well, that's a great question. So my godmother and my aunt was a nurse, and this was way back in the 70s.
Mhm.
And just seeing her, I think, contribute to the medical community really piqued my interest. And I just began exploring, different opportunities. I thought about, nursing, MD, but it was something about the PA profession and the opportunity to just constantly be able to reinvent yourself that really appealed to me. I've done internal medicine, primary care, the majority of my career, but also women's health, um, as I said, geriatrics, emergency medicine, urgent care. So a little bit of everything. And I think that's the wonderful thing about our career
Mhm. Okay. Now,
profession.
what did you like? I have many students. I work with a lot of pre-PA students, and they want to go to GW, but it is a harder school to get into. So, how did you find your time there? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I thought it was amazing. It was amazing. And it really, I think, shaped the trajectory of my career. So when I say that, I mean just being close to the nation's capital. Um, I always saw all of my faculty active in their professional organizations, in leadership roles. And so, that's always kind of been ingrained in me from day one.
Okay. Are you fully in academia or are you also practicing as well right now?
Excuse me. Primary care. Obviously, as a new program director, I don't have as much
Right.
opportunity to practice, but typically try to do, 1 day a week or 20% of my time to clinical.
Okay. So, how did you happen to pick this school to begin a program?
Well, it picked me, I think. Like I said, I have been a big proponent. Something that's always been very important to me is just mentorship. And so it gave me the opportunity, I think, to be able to mentor, um, young PAs that you know, kind of look like me, the majority of them.
Hmm.
And so I had never had an opportunity to do that in my career before. And so I have, but on a much smaller scale. And so I thought a lot about the legacy of building this and what it would mean not only to our profession, but to the community, the surrounding community.
So, how long have you been working to put this program together?
So I joined the North Carolina A&T community in 2023. We just had our provisional accreditation site visit, and we're hoping to welcome our inaugural cohort in the fall of this year, so 2025.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've got a wonderful, wonderful group of seasoned faculty, which is very unusual for a developing program.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're very excited about the program. It's going to be about 27 months long,
Hmm.
so longer side, and 15 months in the didactic phase and 12 months in the clinical phase. And one of the goals of the institution is to move from an R2 to an R1 institution.
Hmm.
And so research is a huge part. So we've incorporated a research thread throughout the program that will start at the in the didactic phase and then
Hmm.
will culminate in the clinical phase of the program where students will have research mentors and be able to present their own research and capstone project at the end.
Nice. I did notice too, you guys were able to, at least for now, you have the tuition quite low for the in-state, which is really appealing, I think, for a lot of students these days, given the cost of some of these PA programs.
Yeah, that's one of the, I think, benefits of the North Carolina area is definitely affordable, and then also being part of the state system.
Hmm. Nice.
So,
So I
mhm.
know a lot of students would ask this, and I know having worked with students in many schools, this is not as simple to answer, but what are you looking for in a candidate?
That is a great question. So we are looking for, I think, what most programs are looking for. Um, which is alignment with our mission,
Hmm.
right? So we're looking for individuals that would love to contribute to the surrounding North Carolina community,
Hmm.
um, that have an interest or calling for leadership and uh, being a competent, qualified clinical PA.
Hmm. What about some of the rotations? Is your program going to do the rotations locally? Because I know some of the programs that are starting up these days are starting to send their students out to other areas.
Yeah, and that's really a challenge, I think, for many programs in the North Carolina community,
Mhm.
because there are like 12 other programs in North Carolina.
Right.
So we're all competing, but right now, at least, our rotations will be in the local North Carolina community, and we'll be doing the core rotations, and then the opportunity for three electives.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Mhm.
Is this a master's program?
It is, yeah.
Master's, what is the,
Masters of Science and PA Studies, yeah.
okay,
But I'm very excited because we're in the Department of PA Studies, so I am doubling not only as the program director but the department chair. But hopeful that there'll be some other programs in the Department of PA Studies that will be soon to follow.
right. Okay. I'm sorry, for the first class, at least what we have is you're going to have 25 students. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, we'll have about 20 students in the first cohort, and then gradually, ramp up.
I think you probably already mentioned it. When is the accreditation meeting that will grant you provisional status?
Yeah, so we just had our visit, and then we'll be reviewed by the commission in their June. We're on their
Okay.
June agenda, so we hope to hear some really good news, following that.
Okay.
And we've already gone through our admission cycle, so
Right.
we've selected our first cohort, and ready to, soon as we can, we'll be working with CASPA to identify the next.
And you're on CASPA, correct? So they will submit directly to CASPA,
Yes,
correct? Okay.
correct, correct. Yeah. And our classes will be held in a building that is maybe about a mile away from campus. It's a state-of-the-art building called the Union Square campus. And the program is, or the university rather, A&T, shares the space with a few other entities. So the space is shared with Cone Health, one of the larger medical and healthcare corporations in the North Carolina community, UNCG, and North Carolina A&T. And so some of the residents from Cone train there. They have a huge simulation center. And so I think it's going to be, all of the classrooms are, um, you know, uh, um, furnished with, top of the line technology and AV equipment, multimedia equipment. So I think it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for the students.
What is so I know like some schools they have either cadaver labs or animatage tables. Do you have anything like that for your program?
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be using the Anasmosh tables. Everything in the Union Square building is top of the line technology. So we're using that, and
Mhm.
there's just OR simulators, ICU simulators, apartment simulator. I mean, just every sort of simulation you can think of is there. So we're looking forward to it.
I bet. For the first class coming in, so we talked about, 20 around 20 students. Do you remember how many students you actually interviewed for the program?
Right. So with very little advertising, because we were just starting, we did maybe maybe two virtual sort of information sessions
Hmm.
that garnered maybe about 200 attendees each. We had about 1,000 applications with CASPA. We interviewed 100
Wow.
and have selected 20.
Wow. I mean, I know we just came across it on the PAEA website. That's how we discovered. So, but obviously the word got out pretty good if you got 1,000 applications first round.
We did. So we're very, very fortunate. And like I said, just have really had um, a lot of support,
Hmm.
very positive support from the PA community uh, within North Carolina and outside. So, and the MD community.
Now, I know you haven't started a class yet, so things will come, things will change, but do you anticipate any, I guess, often I hear from students they looking for programs that offer some type of, I don't know, community service where whether it's a student run clinic or if they can get out and work with underserved locations as part of the program. And I don't know if you anticipate anything like that.
Absolutely. We will be doing some community service. We have So the program is housed in the College of Health and Human Sciences, along with nursing, several other allied health programs. So nursing, kinesiology, um, sociology, social work, and many others. And so we do a mobile van, and we also have a center, a research center for health disparities. And so lots of opportunities to go out into the community through the mobile van and service individuals. We've already started 2 years ago doing uh, Project Access
Hmm.
uh, program, and we don't have our even have our first cohort yet. So we
Right.
we started to hold what we love to think of as kind of our signature Project Access that we host with at North Carolina A&T, and it's hosted by other HBCU champions and members of historically Black fraternities and sororities called the Divine Nine, who are also PAs. So we have all of them come out from different parts of North Carolina. We have our faculty from and family and friends from the Duke program come over,
Hmm.
and North Carolina Academy of PAs come over and really offer a wonderful panel for the students. So we've been doing that already for about 2 years.
Wow, that's great. You already have it all established.
Yeah.
What hospital are you guys going to be primarily affiliated with for like the inpatient medicine and surgery?
Right. So we have a long-standing relationship with Moses Cone, and so they have several hospitals and ambulatory care centers in the surrounding community. We'll also obviously be working with AHEC, and we're a part of the UNC system. So UNC and going out to some of the other, venturing out a little further in some of the other parts of North Carolina, but hope to, also maybe some of the surrounding states too, some of the bordering states as well.
Okay. And just on applying, your school does require the GRE, correct? Or your program does?
We do. Uh-huh. And also, just to tag on to your last question, also Novant is Novant Health is also one of our partners that has contributed a lot to the clinical curriculum. And
Right.
Wake, yeah, Wake,
Wow,
of course.
you're connected with almost all of them.
Atrium, yeah, yeah.
I,
So yes, we do require the GRE.
Mhm.
There's no minimum score. We really try to use it. We don't use it in our uh, process for selection of students. Okay.
Hmm.
It's really more of a requirement for the graduate college. However, we do use it to identify potentially any additional support in terms of academic support or student support that we can offer the students, matriculating students on the other end. So to identify any gaps, things like that.
I know some of the programs in North Carolina they have sort of like some of the state like a 90-mile radius, meaning, the students that they look for. I know before we did talk about in terms of the mission, you are looking for people who are wanting to serve the community of North Carolina, but are you only looking at people from the area, or do you expand and let people, or not let, but
Yeah.
look at applicants from all over?
Oh, all over.
Okay.
Yeah. We had, I think, probably actually one of the states where we got the largest number of applicants was California.
Now,
So, so California, Texas, obviously we love our North Carolina residents,
mhm,
but in this and surrounding states, I think that's probably driven by the undergraduate population at North Carolina A&T.
mhm.
Many of them come from California as well. But yes, we
Right.
in-state and out-of-state students,
Okay. I
and
guess
precepts.
okay. I guess like probably one of the things I know a lot of people interested too. I wasn't sure if I just didn't find it. Do you have any information sessions coming up or planned for this year?
That's a great question. We don't have anything on our website yet, as we're still waiting to hear the final word from our PA.
Mm-hmm.
But we are doing some things. We don't have anything posted, but we're doing some things internally at North Carolina A&T, and then I'll be doing some things in the community that we've been invited out. So I'll be doing something at UNCG um, next week. But we haven't held yet
Hmm.
any information sessions, but we hope to coming up real soon here.
Great.
Yeah.
So, other than your website, is there anywhere else they can learn more about your program?
Absolutely. So, we are, you can follow us on social media,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, through the North Carolina A&T Department of or the College of Health and Human
Mm-hmm.
Sciences, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the social media outlets.
Well, they will.
Um, I look forward to it. Yeah.
Well, it was really a pleasure talking to you, and I appreciate your time this evening. I know it's a little late, but I appreciate you doing this and getting, just some information out there we'd like to share with students who undoubtedly will be applying to your program this cycle.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you, James, for the opportunity to share a little bit about the program. And yeah, I'm extremely grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.